Virat Kohli's story begins not with fame or records, but with hunger. Pure, uncompromising hunger to succeed. Born in Delhi, he was not handed greatness, he chased it. As a young boy, he walked into cricket academies with fire in his eyes, carrying a bat that was heavier than his age and dreams that were bigger than his surroundings. Even then, he was different. He didn't just want to play cricket, he wanted to dominate it. He understood early that talent might open the door, but discipline, sacrifice, and obsession would decide how far he could go. When life tested him at a young age with personal loss, he didn't step away, he stepped up. He went back to the field, stood at the crease, and let his bat speak, showing the world that pain can either break you or build you. This mindset shaped everything that followed. While others relied on natural ability, Virat relied on effort. He practiced longer, trained harder, and demanded more from himself than anyone else ever could. Failure didn't scare him, it fueled him. Every low score became a lesson, every criticism became motivation. He believed that if you want to be the best, you must outwork the best, even on days when no one is watching. That attitude turned a young Delhi boy into a fearless competitor who never accepted average as an option. His early journey teaches one powerful truth. Greatness is not accidental. It is built in silence, in discipline, and in daily commitment. Virat Kohli didn't wait for confidence. He earned it through preparation. He didn't hope for success. He demanded it from himself. And that hunger, that refusal to settle, became the foundation of a career that inspires millions. Because when hunger meets hard work, legends are not born, they are made. Virat Kohli's rise through Indian cricket is a story of courage, consistency, and an unshakable belief in self. When he entered the national setup, he wasn't the most technically perfect player, nor the most experienced, but he had something rare: fearlessness. From captaining India in the Under-19 World Cup to stepping into the senior team, he carried the same attitude. Pressure is not a burden, it is a privilege. He never waited for chances to be handed to him. He created them by performing when it mattered the most. In high-pressure chases and foreign conditions and against the best bowlers in the world, he stood tall, refusing to bow down. His journey was not smooth. There were doubts, failures, and moments when critics questioned his temperament. But Virat Kohli chose responsibility over excuses. Instead of backing away, he leaned into challenges. He learned quickly, adapted faster, and turned weaknesses into strengths. Each series made him sharper. Each setback made him stronger. He understood that playing for India was not about comfort, it was about accountability, and he embraced that weight with pride. What truly defined his rise was consistency. One match was never enough for him. One good season did not satisfy him. He wanted to perform again and again and again. Across formats, across continents, he proved that excellence is not occasional, it is habitual. His bat spoke with authority, but his mindset spoke even louder. He showed young cricketers that confidence comes from preparation and courage comes from clarity of purpose. As he grew, he didn't just become a regular in the team, he became the backbone. Teammates trusted him, opponents respected him, and fans believed in him. His rise was not about shortcuts or luck. It was about earning every run, every cap, and every ounce of respect. And that journey reminds us of one simple truth. When belief is strong and effort is relentless, limits disappear. Virat Kohli's transformation into a fitness icon was not a trend, not a publicity move, but a conscious decision to respect his craft. At one point in his career, he realized a hard truth. Talent alone would not sustain greatness. If he wanted to dominate world cricket for years, his body had to match his ambition. That realization changed everything. He embraced discipline with the same aggression he showed at the crease. Early mornings, strict diets, intense training sessions, nothing was optional anymore. While others trained to survive, he trained to lead. This shift did more than improve his performance. It reshaped his mindset. Fitness gave him clarity, endurance, and mental strength. Long innings became possible, pressure situations became manageable, and consistency became natural. He understood that a fit body supports a strong mind, and a strong mind wins battles before the first ball is bowled. Every sprint, every workout, every sacrifice was an investment in excellence. He gave up comfort for control, shortcuts for structure, and excuses for execution. What made this journey powerful was its influence beyond himself. Virat Kohli didn't just change his own game, he changed Indian cricket's culture. Fitness standards were raised, expectations were redefined, and discipline became non-negotiable. He led by example, not words. When the captain trains harder than everyone else, effort becomes contagious. Teammates followed, youngsters learned, and a new era of professionalism took shape. Even during tough phases, injuries, or form slumps, he never compromised on discipline. He trusted the process, knowing that results are temporary but habits are permanent. His commitment proved that peak performance is not built on motivation alone, but on routine, sacrifice, and self-respect. Virat Kohli showed the world that champions are not just skilled, they are prepared. Because when discipline becomes a lifestyle and fitness becomes a priority, greatness is no longer a dream, it becomes a standard. Virat Kohli's leadership was never about authority, it was about ownership. When he stepped into the role of captain, he didn't try to change who he was, he amplified it. His leadership style was intense, expressive, and fearless because he believed that leading from the front was the only honest way to lead. He demanded high standards, but he demanded them first from himself. Every run he scored, every dive he made in the field, every moment of aggression was a message to his team. This is the level required. He believed in attacking cricket, not just as a strategy, but as a mindset. Playing safe was never his philosophy. He wanted players who were brave enough to fail while trying to win. Under his captaincy, India stopped fearing overseas conditions and started challenging them. He instilled belief that Indian players could dominate anywhere in the world, not by luck, but by preparation and confidence. That belief changed dressing rooms, body language, and expectations. What set him apart was accountability. Wins were shared, but responsibility was personal. When things went wrong, he didn't hide behind excuses. He spoke openly, took responsibility, and stood with his players. He backed talent even during rough patches, understanding that trust builds champions. Young players flourished because they knew their captain believed in them, and senior players respected him because he never asked for effort he didn't give himself. His leadership wasn't quiet or comfortable, it was demanding. He pushed boundaries, challenged comfort zones, and refused to accept mediocrity. Critics often misunderstood his passion, but teammates understood its purpose. He wanted excellence to be normal, not exceptional. Fitness, discipline, and mental toughness became non-negotiable under his watch. Even without the captain's armband, his influence remained. True leadership doesn't disappear with a title. It stays in attitude and example. Virat Kohli showed that a leader's job is not to be liked, but to lift standards and inspire belief. Because when leadership is driven by passion, courage, and responsibility, it doesn't just create a team, it creates a mindset that lasts. Virat Kohli and Anushka Sharma are a famous couple who love each other very much. They got married in a quiet, beautiful place and like to keep their family life private. They have two lovely children, a daughter named Vamika and a son named Akai. They are very protective of their kids and always make sure they are happy and safe. Even though they are both very busy with their jobs, Virat with cricket and Anushka with acting, they always spend lots of time together as a family. They support each other's work, cheer for one another, and are best friends. Their story shows that with love, respect, and kindness, you can have a very happy family. Virat Kohli's relationship with records, pressure, and comebacks defines the heart of his career. From the outside, centuries and milestones look effortless, but behind every record lies immense pressure, the weight of expectations from millions, the scrutiny of critics, and the constant comparison with legends of the game. Virat never ran from that pressure, he embraced it. He believed that pressure is proof of trust, and if people expect greatness from you, it means you are capable of delivering it. Time and again, in high-stakes chases and crucial matches, he walked in with calm intensity, fully aware that the nation was watching, and chose responsibility over fear. Yet his journey was not a straight line upward. There were phases when runs dried up, confidence was questioned, and silence replaced celebration. For the first time in his career, centuries didn't come easily. Doubts grew louder, and the world began to ask if he was finished. But Virat Kohli understood something deeper. Form is temporary, character is permanent. Instead of panicking, he trusted the process that had built him. He kept training, kept believing, and kept showing up with discipline, even when results refused to follow.
His comeback was not loud, it was earned. When he finally raised his bat again after a long wait, it was more than just a century. It was a statement, a reminder that true champions don't disappear. They pause, reflect, and return stronger. He didn't change his values to chase quick success. He stayed loyal to his work ethic, his mindset, and his hunger. Records followed naturally because they were never the goal, they were the result. Across formats, across conditions, he proved that consistency under pressure is the real mark of greatness. Every comeback added depth to his legacy, showing young athletes that setbacks are not endings, but lessons. Virat Kohli's journey teaches us that pressure will come, failure will visit, and doubt will knock. But those who remain disciplined, patient, and honest with their effort always find their way back. Because greatness is not measured by never falling. It is measured by how powerfully you rise again. Virat Kohli's legacy goes far beyond runs, records, or trophies. It lives in the mindset he passed on to millions. He became a symbol of passion, self-belief, and national pride, showing that cricket is not just played with skill, but with heart and character. Young players don't just watch his cover drives, they study his intensity, his preparation, and his refusal to settle for less. He taught a generation that confidence is not arrogant when it is backed by hard work, and belief is not empty when it is earned through discipline. Off the field, his influence grew just as powerful. Through fitness awareness, philanthropy, and social responsibility, he used his platform to create positive change. He showed that being a role model means more than performing on match day. It means setting standards in everyday life. His journey inspired athletes to respect their bodies, value mental strength, and understand that success carries responsibility. He made professionalism fashionable and commitment admirable. What truly defines his legacy is honesty. Virat Kohli never pretended to be perfect. He showed emotion, admitted struggles, and spoke openly about pressure and mental health. In doing so, he made strength look human. Fans connected with him not because he was flawless, but because he was real. His transparency gave courage to others to accept challenges without shame and fight through them with dignity. Even as time moves forward and new stars emerge, his impact remains. The attitude he brought to Indian cricket, fearless, fit, and fiercely competitive, has become a standard, not an exception. His legacy is written in the confidence of young players who now believe they belong on the world stage. Virat Kohli proved that true greatness is not about how long you stay at the top, but about what you leave behind. And what he leaves behind is belief, discipline, and a winning mindset that will inspire generations to come.